Good morning. Good morning and good evening. Because we got people all over the world. All over the world, we got people. What's happening, y'all? I am Joseph R. Wheeler III, the artist, the founder, and the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Welcome to another live here on the ONYXCON Network, your arts and creative lifestyle organization. That's what we are. We show you how to live your best art life. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, I didn't have any particular topic this morning. I was just, I got a long ride ahead of me. And I'm going to share some thoughts with y'all along the way. Because sometimes I like to brainstorm, and sometimes by myself, and sometimes I want to brainstorm with y'all, you know, about some thoughts out there. Let it go out into the universe. Let folks know what we got on the agenda for this channel, what we got planned for this next year. If anybody's saying, it's not January yet. What you mean next year? I mean my year. Yes, yes. Because yours truly, your captain, is a Virgo! Shout out to all my Virgos. If you a Virgo, yo, if you see this and you a Virgo, put up the Virgo emoji. You know, the one that look like the M with the little fish looking symbol at the end. Yeah. Yeah. Those are alchemy symbols. I still am doing my research on that. I got into that. If you go in and it'll go out, but I'll be back. You know what I mean? Until I say I'm out, it's rolling. If I had to take a pause, it's rolling. You know what I'm saying? But I was talking about Virgo and the symbol, because I'm a Virgo, and explaining that this is my new year coming up. So, you know, the symbol, I looked it up real quick while the phone was going through a bad signal. And as I remember, the symbol that looks like an M with the fish type thing joined to it at the end, that is actually from alchemy. The systems of European systems of alchemy that they came up with, that each symbol has meaning related to a process in doing alchemy. And in Virgo, it said that symbol represents distillation, so distilling. So I thought about distilled water and all that. I said, wow, okay. I'm gonna have to get back to that when I got time to really dig in it. I might even do a whole video on the origin of Virgo, because I know a lot about my sign. I'm not one of these people who just, oh yeah, I'm this, I'm that, and I don't know nothing about it. No, I know a lot about my sign. I'm into astrology. So, for example, the image of the maiden, the virgin maiden, is a later symbol. And like a later version of the symbol, should I say. And like all the signs, they're much older than the Greek system. The Greek, what we call zodiac, that's Greek. So shout out to the Greeks. But before the Greeks, okay, where they got it from? Ancient Kemet, African, yes. African, Egypt, yes. Original African, that's what it was, okay? And there's a temple, which I'll break all this down when I do my video. If I put out what I'm thinking about doing, I'm gonna break down the history of Virgo. I'm gonna shout out famous Virgos that you may not have known were Virgos. You know, it's gonna be like the for once in all time, forevermore, ultimate Virgo shout out video. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, everybody has a special power. I jokingly say, yeah, we the best. But the truth is, all the signs are the best in one way or another, because we all got something special about us. Please believe that. And everybody's sign got somebody born under it that is admirable and has done something great for humanity. You know what I mean? So I don't really trip off of that. 12 in the building, 5 thumbs up. Yo, I appreciate y'all. Y'all on fire this morning. Thank you so much. Or this evening if you're on the other side of the world. You know, I appreciate y'all. That's what's up. We want to always match the thumbs to the eyes view. We got 9. We ought to have 9 thumbs up. Come on, let's get them up. Let's get them up. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, you know, the back to the symbols and everything with zodiac. So yeah, there's a temple in Egypt that I need to commit it to memory. I know what I'm talking about, and I can even see it as I'm saying this, but I always forget the name of that temple, and I always say one day, whenever I get to Egypt, I'm going there. I have to see that with my own eyes. I have to see that temple. Like so many things I need to see in Egypt. I just have to stand, the pyramids of Giza, the Sphinx. And speaking of the Sphinx, the original image of a Virgo was a Sphinx. Look it up. Look it up. Don't believe nothing you hear online for yourself. Look it up. I always say that because I know people be like, "Huh, what?" And then, they don't believe nothing, but then they believe everything if it looks like a convincing lie. So I'm saying, look it up. Check it out. The original symbol for Virgo representation was a Sphinx. All right. When I found that out, I was like, "Oh snap!" I was so happy because I love Sphinx. I think it's one of the coolest mythological representations of energy, because that's all myths are. They really represent energies. They're symbolic. And the Sphinx, half human, half lion, and then sometimes with wings. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, that's cool as hell. I'm a Sphinx. So I love that. And the reason why, as I remember, and I'm gonna get all of this, like I said, when I do this video, I love to give references. I'm not one of these people who just drop a bunch of stuff and don't have no references. I like to, usually when I do cutaways in my videos, I'll screenshot the information I read and show you what I'm talking about, with the link to it and all that. So you not just, here's this long ass link that ain't nobody gonna write or be able to screen capture and copy all that gibberish that makes an URL, the web address. No, we ain't doing it like that. That's a waste of time. You need to show, people are very visual. I'm a visual artist first, so I understand this. Show them a page, it's a screenshot of a page. They get to see the information, they see at the top, there's the www. whatever. Look it up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a Sphinx first. Yeah, it was a Sphinx. So that's really dope. And shout out to all the Virgos, we the Sphinx. And it's a tie-in with Leo. It's actually the cusp concept is why it was a Sphinx. They say that, like, as you come out of Leo into Virgo, the lion part would mix, so to speak, with the concept of the maiden. So you kind of, and it doesn't, you could represent it for yourself on some gender stuff. You can make it a male Sphinx if you want, but it could be a female Sphinx. And I love the ladies, so I'm cool with that, you know what I mean? But I just amazed, as a visual artist, I always said I was gonna do this series of paintings back when I was doing paintings. I don't paint like I used to, but when I was hardcore doing oil painting and acrylic and all that, inspired by the legends, Maurice Vallejo, fantasy artist legend. If you know who I'm talking about, you already clapping because you know he's off the chain. And his wife, Julie Bell, I think I got my names right, with Julie, yeah, I think it is Julie Bell. But they are legendary fantasy artists. And even before he met her or publicly acknowledged his connection with her as his wife and everything, he always had this, I think it was before he met her that he started doing these, but he used to have these calendars. Boris used to do this series. He might still be doing them. I don't know. I haven't looked him up in years to see what he's doing, but the last time I bought one, him and his wife would do them together. So every other month was either him or her, or sometimes they would team up on a painting. It'd be both of them. And they did, fantasy representations of different made up stories. They would come up with their own stories and things, and it would just be one singular image that tells a great story from a fantasy perspective. It was awesome work. The oil paintings, and her oil paintings, just gorgeous, right? And both of them were into bodybuilding and stuff, so they have all these bodybuilder friends and whatnot, ladies and gents. So when they do the poses, if it's some sorcerer or whatever, like, everybody's all cock diesel and ripped and, baby oiled up and everything. That's their style. That's how everybody always look at their paintings or whatever. But it's just great art. And from that series of calendars, I used to think, I want to do one for Virgo and all the other signs. I want to make it for every sign, every month, do, different representations of, fantasy representations of the zodiac. started working on this and I never really completed the idea. And I don't know, I might come back to it. I don't know. I mean, I have to be, thing about art, all my artists understand this. You can have an idea and it doesn't manifest for years. And typically, this is why I stopped talking. I mean, I'm talking to y'all, but I typically don't even tell people some of my ideas like that, because I know then the pressure is on, because if they like the idea, oh man, you gotta do that, man. Oh, man. And it's like every time they see you, like, hey man, when you gonna do that? When you gonna do that, man? You ought to do that. And then to the process, I don't know if I want to, I don't know. But, and it hell, as I say this, if somebody else decides they're going to do this from hearing me say it, go for it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's not, I don't look at that like I invented something that no one else could have thought to do for that, just for that idea. Now, there's other ideas I wouldn't tell nobody because they mine, and until I give birth to it, that's my baby's. But, and it wouldn't matter, because that could even be an artist challenge, like how they do Inktober, where all these artists all over the world, and I don't know who started Inktober. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. Hashtag Inktober. It's October mixed with ink, because it's supposed to be various artists, especially I think, somebody in the comic book community who was an inker, came up with the idea, let's do a bunch of really cool ink drawings in the month of October. And it took off, and it became like, this phenomenon that every October, some of the best artists in the world post up and use the hashtag Inktober, and you see stuff all over the web. Some of it ain't even, most of it ain't traditional ink. They doing it on digital nowadays, which is cool. I always say, as long as your hand is involved, that's what makes it real to me, So I used to be very snobbish about what was real and all of that. Now I'm just, in my older age, I just feel like, you know what, man, as long as your creative mind is in the process, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure your mind had something. I mean, even with the development of AI now, that's where I have a lot of thoughts, particular thoughts about it. But, man, I'm hitting some serious traffic right now. God damn. Whew. The line go from yellow to red. You're like, damn, this, sheesh. On the GPS, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be here a minute. But, no. As I said, oh, shout out, we got 9 likes in here. That might be a record. I don't think we ever got 9 thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. But, yeah, with AI, it's a little different. It's like, I get ideas all the time now, and I even got one bubbling in my head this morning that I might want to manifest, because it makes it so easy. But it's like, at the same time, it requires creativity, because you got to be a writer. You have to be somebody who can really express themselves in word, because the computer doesn't respond well to a bunch of broken language and stuff like that. You got to put in clear sentences. You got to be able to convey your thoughts into word. And that's the only way it can attempt to try to give you a result that's anywhere near what you're imagining. So there's a lot to it. It sure as hell got to grow a lot to really get better and better and better. But then, from what I hear about what they're planning in the future for imagery, and even more scary is animations and movie level sequences. Like, I'm seeing stuff every day that I'm like, wait a minute, that's AI? God dang, like, it's scary. Some of it's just outright scary, because in the wrong hands, I mean, some of it's beautiful, but beautifully scary, because you're like, man, this is beautiful, this is awesome. But the wrong person get a hold of this, yes, computer, do this, do that. Oh my gosh, man. And people, so many people don't take time to research anything, look anything up, want to check facts. or they let their biases get in the way of what's real when they finally do find the fact. They don't want to face the truth. They can't take it. You add all that up and give that to the minds of some people who can speak to a computer and tell it to give them an image, and then they're gonna put it out for other people to believe it. So like even on YouTube now, I notice if you're not a creator, you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna tell you this. They have a button that we have to select. You don't have to, but if you don't, here's my word again, it would behoove you to do so, because I've learned that, you know, like, okay, when you post a video, you got a lot of stuff you got to check off. First of all, by law, you have to check off the button that says, is this content for kids or for adults? Always I say for adults. I don't care if kids would love it. I hope a parent is going to make a decision as to whether or not they want to share that with their kid or not. We're not here, we're not a children's channel. You know what I'm saying? ONYXCON, I'm cool with knowing that there's kids watching and learning, as long as they understand that this is an edutainment-based platform for adults that will have colorful language and perspectives, and views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of ONYXCON's affiliates, associates, sponsors. You know the drill. But yeah, you know, like I was on a live one day and somebody started talking, and I don't allow fault to talk. I just set my parameters where you got to be a subscriber to even say something up in here. I don't want to see nothing from no trolls. Y'all, the trolls don't exist. They never did, and they damn sure ain't gonna exist no more if I can help it. I'm blasting. I'm cutting off digital heads all day when that mess pops up, right? But no, this was like somebody in UK. Shout out to them if they see this. And I said, hey, you know, I'm just asking a little basic question. I said, am I speaking to a, you know, a guy or gal? I don't think they ever answered that. But I asked them, I said, how old are you? They said they were 9. I almost wanted to block them, like, I don't want no dang babies up in here looking at me. This is for a grown folk conversation, right? But I thought about it. I said, you can't really control who's looking. You never, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The laptop, the tablet, the computer get cut on by who knows who in the household. And you never know who's watching. And I know this just being an uncle. I'm an uncle, and my niece and nephew get so excited if they see one of my YouTube videos on TV in my parents' house when my dad started watching something. They love it. They like, oh, they go uncle, you know. And that's flattering. I love that. But I have to think, man, I tell them, I say, hey, you better watch everything before you sit down and just start watching, or have it on mute. Because they don't tell what the hell I might damn say, you know. It depends on what I'm talking about, whatever the topic is or whatever I'm covering, I'm going to be grown. I'm not about to water it down, you know. I water it down enough for YouTube because they got laws about what you can say and cannot say and how many times you can say. Like, you can cuss. You know people be cussing on YouTube, yeah, sure. But first of all, I don't want to be known as another ratchet channel. There's enough ratchet energy going on, and I'm sick and tired of that. So I'm not trying to add to that energy. I would rather be the guy who, you know, I always say I have the Rock, Dwayne Johnson always say, yeah, I got a little bit of a potty mouth. You know, yeah, I do a little potty mouth every now and then. Like, make it cute like he do. I like how Rock does that. He's smart. He knows his brand. He knows, hey, everybody loves me. I'm a whole human being. I got multiple sides to me. Yes, I cuss, but I don't want to be known as the dude who can't express himself without every other word being a cuss. You know, it's like, it ain't necessary. It's just, and it's quite simple when you come across that. So, you know, so I'm leery of that. I stay conscious of it. But the bottom line is, you never know who's watching. So you had to check that button, going back to what started this part of the conversation. And after you get that clear, you have to now have a button that says, like, well, technically you don't have to, but I've learned, like I said, it will behoove you, because it'll block your video from getting the numbers if you don't click this one that says, was this generated by AI? Any part of this presentation, was it generated by AI? I said, damn. I thought about it when I first saw it. I said, man, y'all giving me one more thing to have to, because it's annoying, y'all. Like, as much as I post, I try to post, nowadays, I be trying to post 5 things a day. A couple of stories, you know, little 1-minute joints. Go live with y'all as many times as I want to, including busting pixels when we do the gaming content. You know, if I get the chance to sit down and play, put that on live. Like, every time I push play, Share it. This could be some minutes. Somebody might enjoy watching me play. Let's get it. For the art of video games all day. Right? I said for the art of video games, because it is an art. You know, and we about that art life. So, you know, yeah, every part is a part of it, but you have to let it be known, hey. And sometimes I think about, because I have used AI images that, you know, to make a quick point or just for my thumbnails sometimes. I rarely do it for thumbnails because I prefer genuine photograph. I'm a photographer, so I like the photos I will take. And I take some beautiful photos. So I'll use my stuff in the thumbnail 99% of the time. But that for that 1% here and there, yeah, I just want to make sure they get the points. I don't have time to draw it out and render it and all that. So I'm just going, hey, that's what I'm gonna use this AI for. So it works for a writer, a drawer, a person who has the kind of mind I have anyway. It's just doing some of the work for me, the tough part that would make it really complicated to have to sit down and draw it out. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm old school with it. I don't even have, I'm working on getting a tablet. Y'all can help us with that. Okay, like I said, birthday coming up. September 9th, by the way. Yes, Monday. So if you want to send a donation to ONYXCON, know that anything you send us is a write-off, but you're also blessing me as the founder and president of it to be able to acquire things. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a birthday gift to me and to the organization. It's happily belated birthday to ONYXCON because we were born in August, okay? August 14th and 15th, because those were the official days of the very first ONYXCON convention, which started it all in Atlanta, Georgia, Southwest Arts Center, forever and a day, 2009. All right? Yeah. Because yes, we can. 2009. Oh, and here we go again, 2024. What you know? Yeah. So, yeah, it's subliminal. Yes, we can. Please believe it. Anyway, shout out to my blue state, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're going to do it, y'all. We're going to do it. It's all that and then some. But we're here for it. And my point is, ONYXCON, we need materials. Like, we need new computers. We need it would be great to either have, I'm still debating if I want to get, and I said this in an earlier video, and I'm coming back to the Zodiac and all that stuff too. I'm just, random thoughts as they come to me, but still need I definitely need a tablet, okay? Because that's gonna help me to be able to get back to drawing regularly digitally, because I don't do it that way. I mean, the little bit of drawing I have done digitally, not little, I take that back, a lot of drawing, I've done a lot, but it's all been with mouse. Whew, exhausting. I was saying, look at the market, and 13-inch is the one they have right now for the iPad, the biggest one. And the iPad I love because it's a combination of the computer and the tablet in one. So, and I'm more of a Mac guy. I've traditionally always used Mac stuff, but I'm changing that. We got an in-kind donation recently of a PC, and I can't front. The new PCs are really nice. And a lot of them have improved all that virus issue stuff going on, so you don't get that as much. And pretty much PC is pretty much equal to Mac right now. It's sort of like comparing, Microsoft technically owns Xbox. It's like Xbox versus PlayStation. To me, it's like PlayStation is like the Apple. You know what I'm saying? I really look at it like that. Like with these companies and the way they integrate with certain philosophies and company identity and whatnot, I look at Apple like that may as well be, that's like, Apple is like, PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? And because it's super popular, just like PlayStation is. Xbox is popular too, very popular. A lot of people got Xbox. As a matter of fact, I don't know what the numbers are as far as, I think PlayStation still leads, and I don't know what the numbers are with PC, but hell, PC probably does lead because it's more affordable. And that's the bottom line. Like, people getting tired of okay, I got the fanciest thing that looks so cool. Like, Apple is sexier, you know, it looks cool. But so what? Some of the PCs looking, they getting sexy. Like, it's all catching up. Everything's catching up with the other thing. The competition ain't competition no more. It's damn near equal. It's like, to me, they're doing like this. They're like that. They ain't no you way up here and the other one down there. No, they almost neck and neck, and they just kind of go back and forth on. Every time you think one got everything, another one ups it. Like, okay, you might have a better sounding microphone, but we got the better pixels in the pictures. Okay, you may have better pixels in pictures, but the pixels in your pictures don't look as good as our video. And it's, oh damn. And it's just constant. So as a consumer, all it comes down to for me is, okay, if I'm a filmmaker and a photographer and a drawer, I'm speaking of things I actually do, which thing am I going to be doing the most though? Well, I do need that drawing capability, and I will be making some films. And I mean, I can tweak a photo if it ain't up to what I want it to be. I can do that in After Effects with some app. All right, let me get the one that's gonna give me the best film and the best drawing capability for the right price. It all comes down to that. It's real simple. Ain't nothing hard about it. It's all about the price. Because if I'm up here damn near broke at the end of the day, and still trying to figure out how to use the tools because everything is so fancy and complicated, man, the hell with that. Like, give me the easiest to use and the best price, and I'm in. We got 10 likes in the building. I'm proud of y'all this morning. Thank you so much. But I love that. Y'all don't know, that feels good to see more likes than I even see people watching. I'll take it every day. Still got one watching. I appreciate you. Where you from? Where you at? You got to be a subscriber to answer that question. Yeah. Oh, man. That's what we got to change right here. Y'all don't be subscribing. Y'all be looking, but y'all don't be subscribing. Lee, what you doing? Come on now. That's the whole point. You got to be on board what you just used at the station when the train came by, but you didn't get on because you couldn't get a ticket. You couldn't get on. You don't have a ticket. You just saw the train. You just saw the doors open. I said, man, it looks good in that train. Yeah, you should take the ride. While you was up there thinking about it, pew, we on to the next station. Please believe it. So now, y'all, we need some things, and like I say, we got what we call a Amazon registry on Amazon, which has items. I'm stacking it every day. Well, not every day, but every other day or so, I'll go and put something on there that I know I need. And I want y'all to take a look at that. And if you got the deep pockets and you can send us some stuff, it's an in-kind donation to a nonprofit. We legit 501c3 nonprofit in the state of Georgia, which means if you know how to do your taxes, I can't tell you that, I'm not a tax professional, but if you know how to do them, anything you buy for ONYXCON, any monies you send for ONYXCON, you can write that off. You can write that off in the U.S. You can write that off. And to our international audience, I mean, hell, if you just that baller, I mean, you know, I don't know, hey, we got fans everywhere. We got people in Saudi Arabia and Dubai looking and stuff. Some of y'all be rich out there, you know, so send a brother a laptop. Let me get that tablet I need, man. It's on the registry. Just send it. We need it. Or send a donation. You can always send donations. Cash App, #ONYXCON, ONYXCON at gmail.com for PayPal, and of course at ONYXCON for Venmo. Send the money. We need it. Because we need y'all to represent as the monetization nation. That's what I call my people. Everybody who subscribes and all that. And like I said, if you ain't got the money, it's okay. At least hit the subscribe button and the like button. It's the same as sending money. Every time, just thumb money. I call that thumb money. Every time you do that, you are literally helping us get one step closer to the bag that we need, right? So back to my birthday. Like I said, that's Monday, 9-9 divine. That's what I call it, 9-9 divine, baby. 9-9 divine. Virgo's in the house. Virgo! Where my Virgo's at? Where my Virgo's at? If you're a Virgo, if you know a Virgo and you know we the awesomeness, put some love up. Put some love up. Let me get them thumbs up. 2 in the building. one been watching. We need to turn that 10 into 11. God, must be a new face up in here checking me out. Hit that like button. We appreciate you. So, let me give my shout outs to my countries, because I always love looking at who's number one, all my top countries that watch, where I get the most views. Of course, US of A, still number one, but neck and neck almost every day. I always say India gonna get it one day. India is in the house, okay? Much love to India. India! Love me some Indians, for real. Because y'all be loving me and I appreciate you. And tell your ladies I'm always here for them. I love some Indian women. Oh my gosh, yes I do. Yes I do. I have dated two. And I jokingly say, I can't play around when I meet a beautiful Indian lady, because marriage is such a part of their culture, a beautiful part of their culture, that they be dead serious about that, trying to figure out a way to get you to that level. And like both the Indian women in my life, they wanted marriage. That's all they really wanted at the end of the day. And yeah, they about that life. But I will say that because of that, though, they are worthy in many ways. You just got to be ready personally. If you ain't ready, marriage is too serious a thing to be playing around. If you still trying to explore and everything like I am, and I've been married, so I'm speaking from experience. You know what I'm saying? I'm divorced, and so I know, and I got married way too young and all that. So I know it is not the way if you're not ready for that. But I always say, like, if you messing with certain cultures, India, places like that, a lot of Asians in general and Latinos, traditional Africans, you know what I mean? Pretty much the rest of the damn world, they still serious about marriage. That ain't a game to the rest of the world. America is a joke right now. I'm just being honest. That shit is a joke now. It's to the point where people are just like, hell with it. If they do it, it's like, you better have a prenup and you just roll the dice on everything, because you never know when the day is the last year. Every time I turn around, you see the celebrity level of it, you see the everyday person level of it, for those who put their stuff out here on social media, or it comes out, you can, even if it's not individuals talking, you can just look at statistics. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I saw something the other day, was it Judge Mathis, and I didn't even want to see this. It just came up in my feed, and I know why, because we deal with relationship goals in the art life. It's one of my channel's shows. Okay, it's one of our many shows, and that was our relationship related content. And yeah, so I was looking at this thing, and I saw this thing about Judge Mathis, that his wife has filed for divorce, and I was like, damn. And he was talking about he'd been married like something like 30, 40 years, something crazy, something real, I think it was like 40 years. I said, God, her. But he shared that in so many words, he feels like he knows he had been kind of not putting her first, not focusing on home, because he's real busy, and his job requires he always go to a whole bunch of social gatherings and stuff like that. And so it was a guy's reaction video to it that I came across. And the guy on the reaction side of it was saying, well, hell, man, just take her with you. Take her with you. And I agree with what he was saying. Seems like a simple answer to somebody else's life you're not living. But you don't know all the ins and outs. No, I always say, when it comes to people's marriage, man, whatever makes it to popular culture and people talking about people, that ain't got nothing to do with the truth. And that's the truth. That's for anything. Anybody's personal business. I don't care how transparent they decide to be, or whatever leaks. Because that's typically what it is. Something leaks out and everybody's talking about their life and their business. You'll never know the full story. You'll never know. But I will say this. From being in the entertainment industry myself, when he talked about the pressures of having to be at different social gatherings and stuff like that, I'm an actor, and I've been on everything from Marvel sets to major television sets and movies and stuff. And when people think it's easy to bring your spouse and stuff with you, what they need to understand is this. First and foremost, depending on who you are with, do they want to be in that environment? They might be okay with you. That's your career. They married you. They knew that you were in the biz. They know you're going to be on set. They know you're going to be around all kind of people all day and everything. And they trust you, right? Or you would hope they do if they going to marry somebody in that biz, all right? But I've seen people bring their spouses to set and stuff like that. And I've seen people bring their whole family. They had a wife there, the kids there. There's a woman, their husband there, or whatever, you know, who they with, whatever. I'm just saying, I've seen it all. I've seen people come to set with their significant others and stuff. Hell, when I was on Black Lightning, I sat at the table one day with Mr. Cress Williams, Black Lightning himself, and his wife and kids. They were at one end of the table. Nafisa, who plays the daughter who became, you know, what was her character? Blackbird, one of her versions. Well, that was one. And then there was Thunder and there was Lightning. And she was she Thunder? I think she was Thunder. But anyway, you know, the two sisters that became superheroes on the show, but the oldest one. So she was at the table. And they were all, you know, chatting it up and stuff. And I was talking with another one that I was doing stand-in. So I was, you know, sitting with them that day or whatever. And it was cool. But I just thought to myself when I saw, you know, the star of the show with his wife and kids there and everything, I had only seen them there maybe one of the weeks of many months from doing the job. So obviously they may or may not have been living in Atlanta at the time or whatever. My point is, yo, that's a hell of an expense to bring your whole family to set and put them up, even if it was in a hotel or whatever like that. That's one part of it, the money element of it, the expense of it. Then there's the whole psychological thing of being on set. It's a lot of moving parts, and sometimes you don't want to have to deal with family things while you at work. You know, so that's another part of it. So I'm saying it's a lot harder than most people think it is. So when the guy who was doing this reaction video started talking about, oh, just do this, just do that, everybody, as soon as you see somebody say, obviously you don't know nothing about this. The hell you talking about? Like, ain't nothing easy about it. And it ain't, like I say, like I saw people who are, you know, comfortable with their family on set. Family seemed comfortable being on set. But I've also been on set where I've seen people with their relatives and they get snippy with each other and somebody storm off to the trailer and you're like, oh snap, okay, little family dispute there, you know, whatever. And I'm not speaking of Black Lightning when I say this right now. I'm talking about a whole nother show I was on with, and I'm not gonna be specific either. That's their business. But I'm just saying, I've witnessed how that can go. And I'm saying, yo, because people be people and stuff be going on, and you bringing that to a work environment, that's not, no, it ain't that easy. And especially, like I said, I am an actor, and I've always imagined, I say, what if I had a sex scene with one of the finest women in the history of film, and my wife is gorgeous too, okay, just as bad, all right? And I'm not, you know, I'm not married. I'm just giving you a hypothetical here because I see people jumping in and I don't want them to say, oh, you married? No, I didn't say that. I'm talking about something you coming in late on the story, all right? So I'm saying if I were remarried, right? And I got a bad wife, all that, but I bring her to set because I want her to be around when I'm working. I don't want her to be at home away from me or have to doubt that I'm doing what I ought to be doing and doing right and it's just work. Would you really want her there the day you doing a sex scene with your scene partner who is fine as hell? Like, do you really want that smoke? That be the question. A lot of folks say oh yeah, it ain't no big deal, it ain't no cool. One thing I've learned in my life, I remember I've posed that question to ladies I've dated before when things started getting real cozy. And I said, well, you know, part of what I do is I'm an actor, right? You know that, right? Like, yeah, I know. Let's say, so how would you feel if we were in a show enough relationship and let's just say we married? Come on, let's take it all the way there. Let's say if we married and I got to do a sex scene, you going to be comfortable with that? She's like, yeah, I don't care. Shit, I want to be there though. I said, well, see, now you're making it hard for me because it's going to be hard. I mean, I'm good at what I do, but I don't want to have to think about you on the sidelines and looking at this whole thing go down and being in your head mad because you put a little too much into that last kiss, and why'd you rub her ass like that? I don't want to have to hear all that, right? And she was like, and I will tell you, the only time I've gotten different answers, I've gotten ones that, like I've actually dated other, actress who she of course understood. And if I remember, I can't remember what, I think she said, I don't care, I don't have to be there, I don't want to see it, but I know you working, so do your job. And do it well, damn it, because we got these bills to pay. I said, okay, I can take that answer. I like that. So that was one version, like, I don't want to be there. Then another who was like, yeah, and I want to watch. Like, because she was just crazy like that. And it was funny because she was just like, yeah, put it on her. Make sure it's real good, too, so we can get this money. I said, God damn. I said, okay, all right. And it was right then that I made it. I said, okay, if I ever got married again, it's got to be somebody like that. If I'm gonna keep doing the acting thing, that's the other, it could be the sacrifice of that. Like, acting is important to me, but honestly, I just love film itself and seeing my concepts come to life. I'm more interested in producing my own films and being in those films. I always tell people I want to do what Spike Lee did, where he put himself in his own movies, wrote himself in as a character and directed it. You know what I'm saying? Or what Tyler Perry does, sometimes not so well, but he does it. Shout out to Tyler. He's still a powerhouse, and I respect his dynasty. That man is amazing for what he has accomplished. And I've worked on his movies and shows. I've been on set and met him. Looked him in the eye, talked to him a few times. Nothing deep, just a couple of instructions on where I needed to be in the scene type stuff. Or, hey, how you doing, Mr. Perry? How you doing, brother? All right, that kind of thing. But I'm saying, and he's way more cool than people think he is. I'm going to say that in respect to all the folk who ain't in the business making up their mythology they think somebody is. Y'all are the biggest jokes in the world. Like, it's like any other job. Like, if you ain't there, your little opinion is so minute. It's ridiculous, actually. Because it has nothing to do with the reality of what it is and how all those different moving parts move. When you see them credits roll on a film and all them thousands of people roll up on that screen, you need to take a moment next time you watch a movie or TV show and think about how many people that is that made that possible. Then imagine this one person who's over a production house, like a Tyler Perry, like a Spike Lee, like anybody who's doing that on executive producer level. And understand that even though they got to approve a lot of things, they are not the only one they are ultimately in charge, but a lot of minds went into what you end up seeing is what I'm saying. So, don't be so judgmental of what the product is and thinking that they always had a complete say in what came out. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's a lot of parts to the process. Hell of a lot of parts. So yeah, I enjoy making film more so than even being in it. Like, writing it and seeing my characters come to life is more important to me. So back to the topic of what I was saying, why I even say that, is when I think about with relationships and being in the biz, I think I could be okay. Like, I do want to have the experience of being in a role, playing a lead guy or some main character in something, and having a love interest with a gorgeous lady or whatever like that. I want to have that experience, put that in my resume. I mean, I've done it, but I haven't done it in a way that was like, how can I say, it wasn't like a really, I can't even say, I was gonna say it wasn't a memorable, iconic relationship, because it wasn't a relationship on camera. It was clean type, and work. It was good work, but it was not like, you think about a movie like Love Jones, like that's freaking, or Boomerang with Eddie Murphy, and him and Halle Berry or him and Robin Givens, like that's fucking legendary. Like I want to do one like that. I want to get one like that under my belt. You know what I'm saying? And it would be a hole in one if I got it on a sci-fi film that still had a romantic element with a lady like that. That would be insanely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So, you know, it's an interesting business, very interesting. Speaking of the business, and here's a little Easter egg for anybody who's interested. Like I say, being an actor in the biz, when I went out to House in the Park recently, I had a good time out there. 20th year anniversary, congratulations to them again, putting it on for 20 years. House in the Park, that deserves major props. That's phenomenal. But they had a hell of a turnout with the crowd, and you never know who's gonna be out there. It's always like a family reunion for me because I always see so many artists that I know. So I'm going through the crowd and I'm dapping up for, hey, what's up? Oh, hey, you know, having them kind of moments. And right before I left, I turned around and I saw this lady wearing these shades. She was fine, beautiful black woman. She's with a group of guys, obviously friends. One big tall guy who could end up, you know, he looked like he could be a bodyguard. He was really big. And she's a tiny lady, not really tiny, but, you know, small enough. And he was right near her, so I thought, okay, that must be her protection unit, even though he didn't have bodyguard energy, he just had big friend that was brought along to play that role. And then she was dancing with this one guy. And I thought, okay, so I don't know if that's the boyfriend, so let me be cautious if I'm gonna say hi. I don't wanna be disrespectful, you know. And so I just kind of eased up next to her. I nodded toward him like, you know, like, it's good, man, I'm not a threat, you know. And she wasn't tripping, and I leaned in and I said, I said, I don't want to blow your cover, but I know who you are, Miss Such and Such. And she just grinned and looked through the shades like, wait a minute, how do I know you? And she said, oh my gosh. And she named my character from the show. It was Shannon Thornton from P-Valley. And I was like laughing because she did remember me. And that was flattering. That was awesome. Because I mean, my look has changed. You know, it's been years ago that we did that scene or whatever. And you know, I don't shave my hair off now. I'll be doing the baldy. This wasn't as gray as it has gotten. You know, it had more black in it, and it was shorter. I used to wear it. You know, not the goatee wasn't long. All of that. So she was like really cool. She was like, yeah, that's all. You know, so yeah, how you doing? You been good? All right, cool. You know, I was like, yo, can I get a pic with you? And I took a pic. So that's what's in the video when you see that moment in House in the Park. Yeah. Classic stuff, man. Classic stuff. Yeah, that's one of the most gorgeous women I've ever worked with in Hollywood. Literally. Proud to say. Because she is amazing. As a talent, too. I mean, she's really the real deal as an actress. The real deal. You know? So it's an honor to be in the presence of folks like that and be able to put that on your resume. And I got it. Got the credits, you know what I mean? So yeah, y'all, like I say, covering back to other topics that I was handling earlier. Like I said, the birthday is coming up. My birthday. So if you love this channel and you want to show love, understand. Give donations and everything. You're helping the founder, the president, to keep pushing it. Keep bringing y'all the content we doing every day. That we're going to continue to do every day. Because that's what we're here for. And we love it. This is why no matter what happens, we still bringing it. Hey, what's up? What's up? Somebody saying, hey, Jay, I see you. Where you from, AJ? I was just about to get off, but since you're talking, you must have subscribed, so I appreciate the subscription. Now, y'all the reason for the season, my monetization nation, I call y'all, the folk who done subscribe, to know how to show love like that. Where you from? Put up your flag, tell your city, tell them where you're at. Because we got people all over the world. I'm just curious. I gotta figure out how I can have my music on because when I got connected to the car, it won't let me do that on a live typically. Let me see. Yeah, it ain't gonna let it come through. Let me see. Maybe it might. Let me